If this is the first time you're listening to the Wealthy Wednesday show, please remember to subscribe and click on the like button. This is Luci McMonagle. I am the Mystic Wealth Creator, and I mentor mystic entrepreneurs to create more freedom in their business through conscious wealth creation so that they can make a big impact in the world and leave a legacy. I truly believe that when we accept our mystic powers and use them as entrepreneurs, that we will accelerate the transformation of this world so that we can bring about more peace and harmony, free from hunger and free from war. So today we have a very special edition of the Wealthy Wednesday show, and I'd like to invite you to click on the subscribe button and click on the like button. So please make sure you share this Wealthy Wednesday show with any of your friends, post it on your social media, and be able to put the comments below so I can provide you with exactly what you're looking for and what you want to get out of this show. So now let's get started. Hey, this is Luci McMonagle. I am so incredibly excited. Today we have Dr. Jacob Liberman, who is a pioneer in the fields of light, vision, and consciousness, and the author of numerous books, including Luminous Life, How the Science of Light Unlocks the Art of Living. Originally, he was trained as an ophthalmologist and vision scientist. His life changed in 1976 after a miraculous healing of his eyesight, leading him to a deeper understanding of light and the science of life. So, Jacob, welcome to the Wealthy Wednesday show.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be with you today.
I feel so blessed that you have written a book to help individuals truly start seeing the light. So could you tell us a little bit on why did you write this book?
Wow, that's a really big question, but I'll try to take it from here.
Okay.
I've been involved in the field of utilizing light and integrating light, vision, and consciousness for almost 45 years now. I've had a series of experiences that you would call no less than miraculous. My eyesight, after wearing glasses for almost 10 years, spontaneously healed itself during a meditative experience in 1976, and I have not worn glasses since that day, which has been almost 42 years, and I'm 70 years old now, and I see beautifully at distance, and I see beautifully at near. Why am I sharing that experience? Because that experience created a 300% improvement in my eyesight without any change in the optical measurements of my eyes. In other words, this eyesight was associated with no change in my eyes, which meant to me that vision is not occurring in the eye alone, that there is some other aspect of our humanity that is witnessing this experience that we call life. And so it set me on a journey to uncover what is the source of our seeing, because if I'm able to uncover the source of our seeing, then I can uncover the nature of who am I? A very, very deep question, because most of us think we are our physical being and so on. But I have uncovered some things through my own direct experience over the last 45 years that allows me to realize that our essence is just a field of awareness, something that notices everything, but doesn't comment on anything, doesn't have a desire, doesn't want this versus that. This place that witnesses everything is that aspect of our humanity that notices the sensations that are happening within our body and also notices the activity going on in what we call the mind. The reason we are aware that the mind is thinking or worrying or involved in some internal conversation is because our essence is witnessing it. It is observing it. That essence, from my direct experience, makes no comment, has no point of view. It just notices. So that initial experience got me to really begin looking at many, many, many different things. I started wondering, why is it that in the Bible, they speak of the creative force as something called God, and then they say that God is light. And then they describe this God as being all-powerful, all-knowing, and everywhere at the same time. Why that is so interesting is because if you speak to a quantum physicist about the nature of reality, what is the fundamental substrate from which all of life emerges, they will say, oh, that is an energy called light. Light is not actually a thing. It's an infinite field of potentiality. So here, spiritual traditions, scientific traditions are saying the same thing in different ways, because the scientists will also describe the behavior of light as acting as if it is all-powerful, all-knowing, and everywhere at the same time. So what I began seeing very, very early is that everything that we call life is something that emerges from an energy called light. And so light and life are inseparably connected. One is the formless that you can call photons, light, God, and the other one is the formed expression, which we call life. And they are direct mirror images of each other. So when we look at the impact of light, we need to recognize something scientifically. Every function of our body is light dependent.
Yes.
Every single thing your cells do is actually guided by subtle signals of light that are being received by every cell of the body all the time. You see, every cell of the body has eyes that are designed to detect and respond to light and the guidance of light. So then you say, well, what do you mean by light? See, light is actually invisible. You cannot see light any more than you can see God. So when we speak about light, or what people think of as light when they step out during the day, is not actually light. It's just their perception of something. So what we experience during the day is not light, it's brightness. We also experience light during the night, a lesser degree, but we perceive that as darkness. What's fascinating about this, and I can make this very, very clear by giving you a simple example. If you go out into your garden and you look at a plant, you'll notice that the moment the sun rises, the plant literally turns itself and aligns itself to be in perfect alignment with the light, because the light of the sun supplies its total nourishment and its total guidance throughout its life in terms of its growth. Now let's look at the animal kingdom. You go into the wild and you see that there's a bear there. Well, the bear in the autumn of the year doesn't wait until the first snowfall and say, oh my gosh, I forgot to go to Target and get a jacket. What happens months before is the cells, all the cells within that creature's body, are continually receiving signals from light about changes in the quality and quantity of light in the atmosphere, which is associated with different times of the year. Mm-hmm. The animal's body, all of his or her cells, then orchestrate their internal functions so that they can be in a state of synchronicity or harmony with Mother Nature. Yeah. That's occurring in plants, that's occurring in all animals, and that's including in humans. So when light interacts with our body is continually upgrading the software of its humanity. It is continually adjusting itself so that it is at one with the universe, so that it is in a harmonious state with Mother Nature. So in the past, I spoke about utilizing light as a healing modality and so on. This new book, Luminous Life, is very, very different in that it talks about the fact that our entire lives are literally guided by light. Not in just a spiritual sense, but in an actual scientific sense. And so what does that mean? It means that our lives are being effortlessly guided. All of our conditioning about making things happening and working and thinking ahead and all these things that create stress actually don't achieve the results that we were led to believe that they do. Mm-hmm. In actuality, our journey in life is guided. Why is it guided? Because every human being, like every creature, like every plant and tree, has a purpose. And whether your purpose is to create apples, if you're an apple tree, or to be a scientist or a speaker or a minister or whatever your purpose is, the intelligence of life is going to guide you. How does it guide you? That which you know by heart, which just comes from you effortlessly, has to do with your reason for being. And in terms of receiving that guidance, it is happening 24 hours a day. We merely need to recognize what's catching our eye. In other words, what's looking for us. Because in actuality, we think we're looking for life, but truly life is looking for us. And when it finds us, it moves us effortlessly in the direction we need to move. And that feeling of movement is called inspiration. It breathes life and excitement into us. And then when we become aware of that inspiration, then the mind transforms inspiration into implementation, and then we bring forth into the world something that we're designed to do. I know that's a long answer to a short question, but I hope I've covered a bit more ground.
Absolutely. And Jacob, that is so perfectly worded on how the world really works. And a lot of individuals might say it's mystical, or some individuals might say it's scientific, but there's actually a guiding force, which is the light, showing us, directing us so that we will produce that which we were designed to produce. Some of the individuals who might be picking up your book or getting ready to read your book, how can they best utilize the information that you have from your book so that they can bring to the world what they're meant to bring?
You have a beautiful question, because essentially what you said is, what do people have to do?
Yes.
So here's my answer. Nothing. Nothing at all. Not a damn thing. You see, Jesus is quoted as saying, the truth shall set you free.
Yes.
Not the truth will make you work.
That's true.
And so what this new book is sharing, for me, is truth beyond opinion. It's not my personal experience. It's a series of profound epiphanies that I've had over the last 45 years, along with some very, very current scientific research and a lot of clinical work I've done with more than 45,000 people.
Wow.
The culmination of that work is that the message, I believe, will have medicinal value. What I mean by that is that you know how sometimes you hear something and something in your gut says, oh, yes,
Yes.
well, it's already working. That, oh, yes, is already working. So the purpose of the book, which I was inspired to share, it is my hope that people will read it and something in terms of their prior ideas will begin to melt and they will see things in a new way. That will create the opening of the door. Within the book, I also share a lot of different things that have practical value. I introduce the reader to little 1-minute meditations that can be used when they're in the restroom or before eating or while driving with their eyes open. Because most people don't have 20 minutes a day to sit and meditate these days. So I introduce things in 1-minute intervals so we can continually remind ourselves of what that sigh of relief feels like when we're home. I introduce a very simple vision experience that anyone can do at home that will allow them to see for the very first time whether their eyes are looking where their mind is focused. And I'm not talking about seeing this in some abstract way. I mean, you'll see it with your own eyes. And so the purpose of that is that unless the physical eye, the mind's eye, and the eye of awareness are all congruent, meaning all at the same place at the same time, then it is very difficult to experience presence. No matter what a person does, it becomes very difficult. But when those are congruent and coherent, then presence is something that lives with us. And then I share a visualization that can allow the reader to discern what colors of the spectrum they're able to easily embrace and what colors of the spectrum they have an allergic reaction to. Why am I sharing that? Because I found a direct connection between the colors we like and the experiences we feel at home with, and the colors we dislike and the experiences we recoil from because they trigger our emotional system and create stress in our life. So by utilizing this very simple visualization that I provide in the book, the reader is able to very gently and gradually desensitize from the psycho-emotional triggers in their life so that they begin to see life in a broader way. They literally become comfortable with what used to feel uncomfortable, so they begin living a full spectrum life.
Whoa, that is so perfectly said. And you have an incredible website that has full spectrum videos and information. Could you tell us a little bit about your website? And more importantly, how can people get a hold of your book?
Well, if they go to the website, which is jacobliberman.org, O-R-G, and Liberman is spelled L-I-B as in boy, E-R-M-A-N. If they go to the website, they'll first notice that the website is beautiful. It's something that's lovely to look at. There are videos, there are audios of different lengths, there's written material there, a lot of little 2 and 3 minute videos that they can just capture a little soundbite from heaven, if you will, that can just hit a tender place within us. As far as purchasing books, we don't sell books directly, but what the site does is it can take the reader directly to Amazon or Barnes and McMonagle or their independent little bookstore, so that they can purchase the current book, Luminous Life, or any of my prior books.
Wow, Jacob, this interview has been so fast. I would love to ask you so many more questions, but I also want to make sure I honor my audience's time and your time as well with your busy travel schedule. So, is there any last tips you'd like to leave our audience with before we say our farewells?
Yes, we often hear the expression, it caught my eye, but we never ask the question, what is the it? The it is the intelligence of life. It's the light that is looking for the eye, that is guiding us to the next step of our journey in life. And so if we merely notice what enters our awareness, it will naturally move us effortlessly in the direction that we need to go. Because what's looking for you is what's your curriculum. And by doing so, you get to begin living life without a net. You don't have to think so much. Just follow what's guiding you.
Wow. Wow. I've been doing that for many, many years as I've just been following the signs. And thank you. That has
Very welcome.
answered so many questions I've had for the last 20 some years on people telling me that I had to plan this, 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 and this, and you have to do it this way or that way. So I will focus my attention on what catches my eye and follow the light.
You don't even have to focus your attention. It will focus you.
Oh, even better. Even better. Well, thank you, Jacob. This has been so phenomenal. This has been so informational, and I feel so excited and inspired. And I'm sure my audience is going to be quite excited and inspired also. So thank you for being on the Wealthy Wednesday show.
Terrific, and have a grateful day.
Absolutely. I want to thank my audience. Thank you for listening to the Wealthy Wednesday show. It's because of you that I provide these incredible authors and speakers and scientists and entrepreneurs that are giving you the tips, the strategies, so that you can live the best life possible, create the legacy that you desire, and to fulfill your soul purpose. So if you have any questions about me, or if you would like to get a hold of me directly, you can go to my website at lucimcmonagle.com, and you can put the comments below in the comment section. And if you're listening to us on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button. So until next time, abundant blessings. Thank you for listening to the Wealthy Wednesday show. This is your host, Luci McMonagle. I am the Mystic Wealth Creator, a mentor for conscious women entrepreneurs, helping them create more freedom in their business through conscious wealth creation. I would love to extend to you a free gift. And all you need to do is go to my website at lucimcmonagle.com. That's LuciMcMonagle.com to get your free gift. So until next time, abundant blessings.